Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. In this update, we are going to check out Avalanche's price chart and see what is going on in short term. But before we get into that, real quick, I think we have to talk about this very important update called Helicon, because I think this is probably the biggest protocol upgrade that Avalanche has had in many years. And again, I think it's definitely worth paying attention to. Now, this update essentially combines 6 major changes that improve how the network processes transactions, how validators operate, and even how AVAX's token economy works. And I saw a tweet from John Nahas, CBO of Avalanche, summing this up very well by saying that Avalanche is becoming more dependable, more professional, and more prepared for the business that are already building on it. And when you take a look at the details in here, I think it's actually kind of easy to see why. Every single part of this upgrade basically is focused on making Avalanche a stronger platform for long-term institutional adoption. So with all that said, let's real quick break down the 6 upgrades. First, validators can now enable auto-renew staking, so they no longer need to manually re-stake every single time their staking period ends. Rewards can compound automatically, making it much easier for professional operators managing large validator fleets. Second, the minimum uptime requirement actually increases in this update from 80% to 90%, which is going to encourage a more reliable validator network and help the chain reach consensus faster. Third, the minimum staking period actually drops from 2 weeks to only 48 hours, giving institutions much more flexibility. And I think this is especially important for products like, for example, ETFs that need access to their assets without long lockup periods. That's why I think this is actually a bit more important than the other ones. Now, number 4, in this update, the staking reward curve is going to change to encourage longer commitments, and overall inflation is actually expected to decline, while validators who stake for longer receive a much better reward advantage than short-term participants. Now, the next part of the update is continuous execution, which is allowing consensus and also transaction execution to run in parallel instead of waiting for one another, increasing the C chain's throughput without sacrificing reliability. And at the same time, a new dynamic minimum gas fee lets validators adjust the network's fee floor based on conditions. This makes spam attacks much less profitable, while at the same time allowing more Avalanche's token to get burned, as the network activity hopefully is going to grow in the coming months and years. So I think when we look at all the parts of this update together, I think it makes sense to say that these changes improve, number 1, performance, number 2, strengthen security, number 3, reduce inflation, and also number 4, make the network more efficient for real businesses operating on Avalanche. So let's have a quick conclusion and wrap up this part of the video. You see, I think we have to talk about the bigger picture, because that's actually where this upgrade is going to become very interesting. You see, every change that Avalanche is making in here seems like that it is actually designed around the same goal, which is making Avalanche easier for institutions to use. Shorter staking periods improve capital flexibility. Auto renewal is going to reduce operational work. A stricter uptime requirements is going to improve reliability. Lower inflation is going to strengthen AVAX's long-term supply dynamics, and finally, continuous execution is going to prepare the network for much higher transaction volumes. And let's not forget about that important point that John has talked about in his tweet. Okay, we have already talked about major projects like, for example, AVV4, which we literally done a video about it a couple of days ago. We have also in the prior videos talked about Securitize, Pragmat, LinkU, the Avalanche Payment Collective, and several large RWA initiatives choosing Avalanche. Helicon updating here gives the growing ecosystem a much stronger foundation to build on. And the thing is, this isn't really guarantee any kind of move in like very short term. Okay, this is really the key point. I think this is a huge update for AVAX, and in the mid to long term is going to benefit them big time. And because of this, they are going to attract a good bit of adoption, and at the same time keep their existing partnerships as well. So the effects of this thing in the long run, I think, are going to be very much positive. But since this doesn't really do a whole lot in like very short term, I'm going to say once again, it's going to go under the radar. But if you are a fair value and long-term investor in AVAX like me, then okay, I think these are the very subjects that you need to pay attention to if you want to understand whether your project's fundamental-wise in the right direction or not. Based on the things that we talked about, yeah, I think in Avalanche, we are doing really well. It's just a matter of time for the price to finally catch up to fundamentals. And as long as it's not doing that, you know what? Great. That's just more and more buying opportunity to me, because in the last, as you can see, basically, I would say 2 years in Avalanche, when it comes to the price, we have just seen constant moves to the downside, and so far from the highs to about the lows, yep, this is about a 90% decline, which is honestly truly heartbreaking. But the thing is, when it comes to fundamentals, in the last 2 years in Avalanche, have we seen maybe improvements or maybe disappointments? If you are aware of what is going on in the ecosystem, yeah, I think it is fair to say that we have seen constant growth fundamental-wise in Avalanche, and the gap between fundamentals and the price, to me at least, is a huge opportunity, because two things are going to happen. Either fundamentals, something, I don't know, maybe, I really have no idea. Maybe something is going to break and we're just going to see this project getting absolutely destroyed, which to me at least is highly unlikely. Or maybe price is finally going to catch up to fundamentals. And if we are going to have this scenario playing out, well, okay, let's not even consider Avalanche getting to about these highs around $65. Let's just say we're going to get to about here around like $35 in the next year. At that point, we are looking at about like a 6x move on the upside, which I don't know about you guys, from my POV, yeah, that's definitely not that bad. This is why I believe, sure, we are having some moves to the downside, and again, it's definitely heartbreaking. However, overall, if you believe in this project, yeah, these types of moves could be beautiful buy the dip opportunities in order to just get your average purchase as low as possible. With all that said, what is going on in like very short term, and why is it that I'm still optimistic and I still want to count on another move on the upside? You see, first things first, in this specific phase down from the highs about $7 to about the lows around $6, I believe we are having an ABC, and this sort of kind of got confirmed when in this phase, in a strong manner with authority, we took this very important high. And again, you may have an argument for this thing to be like an ABC in form of an expanded flat, but no, right now I do like to consider this 5-wave down into a triangle structure into B, and then another 5-wave to the downside into our C leg, meaning what? In Avalanche, we could have technically an impulse up into an A leg correction for B, another move into C, or maybe this is going to be a wave 1 correction for 2, and then another move up into wave 3, 4, 5. Then we are going to do a bit of a consolidation above this important white level around $7.1, and then have yet another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave to the upside in order to complete the sub waves for once again another ABC zigzag, and on a higher degree for this WXY, possibly in form of a double zigzag structure. And notice I said double zigzag and not really an impulse off of the lows. Why? Because I honestly have a very hard time arguing that in Avalanche, this phase to the upside is actually a bullish structure. In my view, there's a very high chance we're just having a corrective movement to the upside. And at one point, sure, when BTC is going to get a good move to the downside, makes sense to argue we're going to have a move down as well in order to take the lowest low down here about $5.7. However, despite that, I think in the short term, we are probably going to get a move up in Avalanche. And if we are going to get one, okay, at that point, all eyes again on this important white level. Why is that important? Because this is potentially and hopefully the next line for this beautiful head and shoulder structure right in here. And again, this thing is not really confirmed yet. You need to wait a little bit more and see, are we going to go above this region, do a consolidation in here, and then get another move up? If we do this, the moment that we take this important high, yeah, this head and shoulder at that point is confirmed, and it's going to send us up to where you need to measure the height of your pattern. You know what, let's just do it real quick and put it at your breaking point. This is giving you from this level about $7 in AVAX. Yeah, roughly around a 25% move on the upside, which in the short term, yeah, it's not really that bad. But whether that is going to be overall part of a bullish structure suggesting the bottom is in or not, I guess the jury is still up for that one. Right now, I don't really think we should actually focus on those scenarios, okay? At the moment, I think we should just take everything step by step and just focus on the next move and see what is going to happen. And based on the signs that we are seeing in here, yeah, I still like my chances about having yet another move on the upside in Avalanche. Now, what is going on in indicators? Do they also suggest we are looking quite bullish maybe in the short term? Okay, as you can see, in MACD, we are still having this buy signal, which is great, but in stock RSI, do we have a buy or not yet maybe? Where is it? There we go. As you can see, in stock RSI, we are also having this buy signal. So the overall vibe of indicators in weekly chart, I would argue, is definitely bullish. What about daily time frame? Okay, this is a little bit complicated because in MACD, yep, we still have a buy signal, great, but in a stock RSI, we are having a sell signal. Now, I would argue if we're gonna get maybe 2 or 3 green candlesticks on daily time frame, at that point, you're gonna see a buy signal in stock RSI alongside MACD as well, and that could be a good sign, indication of a continuation of this short-term uptrend for the next, I'm gonna say probably week or two, which is really, really nice. So indicators in general, I would argue they are actually looking quite optimistic and bullish. And if you want to be bullish with a whole lot more confidence, you know what, just be a little bit more patient and see, are we going to finally get this buy signal in stock RSI or not? If we get one, hey, great sign. At that point, let's have that move on the upside. For now, this bullish case in the short term is going to be my primary scenario. And you know what, as long as we're not proven otherwise, let's just stick with it. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.